What do you want you to specify?
Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Awesome. Hello. Great.
So, hi.
Hello there.
How are you first?
Oh, we're okay.
First time in Colonia?
No, I've been to Gamescom before.
Yeah.
My first time.
First time? So how is it?
It's awesome. Really cool.
It's only the beginning.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
I've heard that it gets more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to explain it to him. So this is kind of quiet at the moment.
Yeah.
Wraps up a
It's
bit.
the best moment. So, could you please introduce yourself quickly and tell us what you do on the game?
So my name's Mark Smart. I'm the art director at 2 Point Studios.
I'm Chris Knott. I'm the lead animator at 2 Point Studios.
So, 2 Point Hospital is a sequel remake of Theme Hospital. No, do you disagree?
Well, yeah, it's been. I think the best description is a spiritual successor.
A spiritual successor.
Which seems to have been the phrase that gets put around.
Oh, okay. So a spiritual successor of Theme Hospital.
Yeah.
2 Point Studios is a newfound studio. How did you decide to start your studio with this particular game?
Okay, so probably I think the people that make up the studio, we've kind of got a background in these type of games, particularly Gary Carr and Mark Webley, who are both sort of co-originators of Theme Hospital. So it was kind of a little bit in our DNA, and we've noticed that these type of games have become more and more popular recently. So we just thought this was a nice sort of introduction to introduce everyone to 2 Point Studios.
Okay. So with this spiritual successor, are you aiming for an audience who has already known Theme Hospital, or maybe for younger gamers who are not familiar with the franchise?
I think we're aiming for everyone, really.
Yeah.
Both?
I mean, yeah, it's obviously the amount of people who say spiritual successor, so they're aware of Theme Hospital. There are quite a lot of people who say that to us, but it's equally a different game. It is a different game. It's a game in and of itself. So we're hoping that it will appeal to the kind of the new generation of simulation.
Yeah. So there's a certain amount of nostalgia involved with that, but also, yeah, it is a completely new thing, and it's got a lot more in-depth layers to it than Theme Hospital had. So, hopefully, newer players or newer to this type of genre, will look at it and go, wow, this is great. I never even heard of it.
But because I did my homework and I played Theme Hospital 2 months ago, and I was expecting to find something really similar. But I was surprised to see that there is a lot more micromanagement in 2 Point Hospital. You have to really have a look of everybody in your hospital, and this is there were multiple things you could have improved in the original game, and you chose to focus on the relationship and the micromanagement of the people. So why this choice in particular, and not, for example, the economic management, for example?
Well, that economic management, that's still there. That's going on as well. But we've layered on this sort of characteristics and the interactions with the people. We've kind of put that on as well. So it's kind of it's all in there. So sometimes you have to look a bit deeper. But you can play it on a sort of very basic level. But there is a lot more. There's a lot more to this game than initially meets the eye. Initially, people might look at it and go, "Oh, that's sort of quite simplistic." And there's a lot going on, and the progression throughout the game it really does ramp up the difficulty level. But you can play it at sort of a more basic level because we want to sort of appeal to lots of different types of gamers. We want to play it in a different way.
Okay, but the interactions between the different characters really matter to achieve the goal of each level.
I think it goes kind of hand in hand with the raising fidelity that we've been able to bring to the game. that you have to care about the people in your world. You have to care about your staff. You have to care about everything that's going on, because by and large you're just watching this little world go along. And if you don't care, then what's the point of it? So the personality and the traits, not only is it an important gameplay mechanic, because if you hire somebody with the wrong trait, it can be kind of catastrophic. If you hire a surgeon who doesn't wash his hands,
it can really happen in the game?
That can be, yeah. He could be a fantastic surgeon.
Yeah.
And there's another surgeon who's not as good a surgeon, but they have amazing hygiene. So which one do you take? Which one do you hire?
It's like ER on Grey's Anatomy. I get it.
But then that's that kind of depth that we wanted to add in there. So when it's not just a matter of going, that one.
Yeah,
you do have to look and hire, but
you have a chance to sort of like alter their traits a little bit. So if somebody's got, if you have a particular nurse, for instance, they've got the qualification to work on the ward. So they can work in their bed. They've got a terrible bedside manner. They're not very polite, and they're just always pretty unhappy. So that will affect the patients. So you can sort of train them out of it as well. So there's lots of there's lots of little nuances that are sort of affecting the game. It's not just about, as Chris said, it's not just about picking that one because it's got more stars.
So what's gonna happen if my surgeon with bad hygiene doesn't wash his hands? Does the patient can he get another disease?
Well, it reduces the surgeon's chances of curing the patient. They're kind of their mortality.
They might step off that bed, get changed out of their little gown, and
drop dead,
fall over.
That's difficult.
They may just disappear, or they might turn into a ghost, which janitor has to come and hoover up.
But with so many information at the same time, when you're at a small hospital, it's easy to follow everybody. But in a huge hospital, or when you want to follow all your hospitals at the same time, you have to get some feedback from the game. So I think it's something you must have thought about. How do we get some feedback about the happiness of the patients and of the staff?
So you're getting feedback all the time. So you're getting visual feedback. They're walking around with slumped shoulders. You sometimes get an icon over their heads. You've got you can list all your staff. There's staff as well. So there's staff and all your patients, and you can sort of scan down and see how they're all doing. They've all got the bars.
So about the graphic style, when did you settle about this specific animation style and graphic, the artist?
I think the art and animation kind of went hand in hand, really.
Yeah, I mean, we're fairly early on, because what we wanted to do was not make it too noisy. So it's fairly sort of simplistic colours. It's got a kind of soft feel to it, because we wanted you to be able to look at it and sort of understand what was going on. It would have been too difficult to pick it out if we made it all sort of super, I don't know, occluded and grimy and noisy. I think it would have been very difficult to actually pick out what was going on. So we had to have this view of, you could see it close up, so the fidelity's got to be there when you see it close up, but also, when you're pulled like that.
And that's the same with the animations as well. The idea is that they're a visual cue, so when you're playing the game, you don't need to bring up lists of things. You can tell which patients are which because they're moving in a specific way, or if they've got a different illness, you'll be like, oh, I know what they are. And it just means it speeds up your decision making, your gameplay, and it just means that you can do things much quicker in a much smoother way. Plus, it's fun to watch. I like it that you look forward to certain illnesses coming in or certain things happening. Just from a fun point of view of playing the game.
I really loved the Freddie Mercury impersonator. I think with the mix and all, it's really fun. It's really fun.
I like
the big
the idea
teeth
is I'd
and all.
like the
It's
players
really
to stop
fun.
and go, what are they doing? and just watch what's going on.
Yes, I stopped playing to just watch him move and dance and do his thing.
It's once they've drunk coffee as well, everyone moves quicker and they're all a bit
That's really nice.
I think that's the thing we wanted to get over to people, that these little people have got sort of a bit of a personality to them. They're not just little automatons that are walking around, that they are kind of reacting to their surroundings, and you know, it is quite kind of nice that on a sort of maybe a bit of a lull in the game, that you can go in and you can be entertained by what's going on.
Wow. And the art style reminds me of the early Pixar movies. Is it something, I know you like Toy Story. Was it some kind of inspiration for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, there's obviously influences from, you know, lots of different things. You can't help but not be influenced by, you know, lots of different styles. But yeah, we wanted to make these feel like they were sort of, I don't know, soft, sort of handmade little characters. Really.
It's a mix between maybe Pixar and the Wallace and Gromit movies.
Yes.
It's kind of that feel of, you know, being fashioned out of.
Yes, the characters seem to be soft and bouncing all the time. It's really...
We wanted the animations to feel like that as well.
That's right. I mean, that really, because I was I'm mostly working on the art side, and Chris does a lot of the animation. Yeah, it's great to see it when you've got this sort of static creation and you see it moving, and it's another layer, huge layer of personality that's been put onto those characters.
And that goes for the machines as well.
Yeah.
Even the machines have personality. They're not ordinary Cure machines.
So how many machines are there? How many disease with a machine that made a machine?
10 at the moment. It's
the kind of set piece ones.
Yeah, the set pieces. The whole idea about the machines was that, you know, when we came up with the diseases or the illnesses, we wanted to have a machine that could cure them, that felt like it might work. If you see what I mean, they're not going into a black box and coming out, you know, cured. We kind of wanted it to feel very, very mechanical, very, you know, as Chris said, character driven. That this machine might work, you know.
But there's always a doubt.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't want any of them to work in real life, because they're quite brutal, most of them. But it's just that sort of idea of that it is a machine. It has to have a sort of feel like it's got a certain amount of engineering involved with it. But so I wouldn't want to be treated by like the Pandemic one, where it clamps your feet in and then pulls the pan on your head off with a giant magnet. It's kind of quite brutal, particularly when it goes wrong.
Yeah, and we've had fun with the animations of these because we can.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And good luck for the launch of the game.
Thank you.